Hi everybody, thank you very much for joining us again in our A Café with Alumni. Today I have with me Tom Taylor, and he will introduce himself so you will know a little bit more about him.
Yes, I'm Tom Taylor. I'm 54. I've had quite a varied career. I started as an engineer at Edinburgh University and then went into the British Army for 5 years. Then spent 10 years in private practice as a lawyer. Then left the law and with a French company moved to France for 5 years. And then back from France, but with the same company. We managed various companies out of New York, Dubai, and I had a team still in Paris. And I stopped or retired, I think that's the technical term, in 2019 to go on and do something totally different. And that challenge for me was to explore some cooking.
That sounds lovely. So then why did you choose to come to Le Cordon Bleu London?
That's a good question. I looked at 3 different locations. One was an organisation called Tante Marie, but that closed as I was looking at it, and not the reason that I was looking at it. And then the other one was Leith's, and then the third one was Le Cordon Bleu. And I looked around both Leith's and Le Cordon Bleu. Both were very impressive, but my choice was Le Cordon Bleu because of its proximity in London, but also, and most importantly, were the facilities that it offered.
That's good, but have you seen the school before? Did you come for a tour, for example?
I went for a tour, and that was great fun, and one of my concerns initially had been the French element of the education, and I don't mean to be disparaging in that, but when one of the chefs stuck his tongue out at me during a practical session which I was looking at, I realised that there was a fun side to the education as well, and that was very important for me.
That's really good. Thank you very much for sharing. And how was your experience at Le Cordon Bleu London then?
It was great fun. Really hard work, harder than I had expected. And I'm used to working hard, but I really enjoyed learning something new. I enjoyed the hard work as well. I enjoyed the challenge, but I enjoyed most the learning and also the fellow students. And they were of all ages, so they were in their early teens and some were even close to my age.
That's good. It's always nice to have a diversity, right?
Exactly.
Great. And how did the knowledge gained from the Diplôme de Pâtisserie and Internship Pathway help your career?
It hasn't helped my career because I don't have a career at the moment. But I feel, having been on the Le Cordon Bleu course, and I did the cuisine and patisserie side of it, so I did the Grand Diplôme, and then having done the internship, has opened virtually every door for me in any kitchen that I might want to work in. And then the challenge really is for me then to make that decision. So that's been great.
Great, but then did you start with cuisine and then you moved to pastry?
I started wanting to do the superior cuisine course. I was interested in pastry because I knew it would give me an additional angle to something that I didn't have anyway. So it would give me a little bit more patience, it would give me a little bit more in terms of the artistic side of things, and that was important, but I'd never baked a cake before, so I signed up just to do the basic element of patisserie and give myself the opportunity to take that experience and then make a decision.
That's great.
But within 2 weeks of starting the pastry course, I really enjoyed it, and I then signed up to do the full superior pastry course as well. So I completed the Grand Diplôme, so the cuisine and pastry, all the way through to superior.
That's great. Yes, because this is another way to join. So not everybody joins for the Grand Diplôme. Some of them, they apply a la carte like you, so they liked it. So at the end, they complete both of them. So they gain the Grand Diplôme. And this is really good as well, because it's the same qualification. Great. And what is the best experience or best things that you learned at Le Cordon Bleu London?
I learned a huge amount at Le Cordon Bleu. So it's very difficult to put my finger on one particular thing. The pastry side of the course really surprised me in terms of what I was able to achieve as a result. And I walked out of some of the practical sessions with a big smile on my face, which hopefully nobody saw. But the thing I enjoyed most was my fellow students. We were all challenged in different ways, but it was how we worked together that I enjoyed the most.
That's great. Thank you very much. And I believe this is a complicated question, but what is an average day on the course like?
There is no such thing. There is no average day on the course. Some sessions were online because of COVID. Generally, we would have 1, 2, maybe 3 tutorial sessions or demonstrations in a classroom with all our fellow students on the course. And that would then be followed by a practical session in the kitchens, and that would be with a group of 10 other students. That would be how we spent our day, and the day would sometimes start at 7:30, which would mean being at Le Cordon Bleu. I was generally early, but by about 6:50, 7 o'clock in the morning, so you could then get changed and ready outside the kitchens if that was your first session. And sometimes the sessions would finish 10:30 at night. So it was often a long day.
Of course, and obviously for the Grand Diplôme that it was, and it is, an intense course. And anyway, you had also the COVID situation as well. So the schedules were a little bit different, then the classes were reduced as well. Now we are hoping that next year it's going to be as always, and we will have the same amount of students in the classes and also the same schedules as before, which is only 4 blocks per day of 3 hours. But let's see, this will be depending on the pandemic. But overall, were you okay with this intensity? Because you are used to it, right?
I think with COVID, it doesn't really matter whether it's at Le Cordon Bleu. Having done the internship as well, we had to deal with it in the kitchens. So wearing masks all the time in the kitchens is something that you've got to experience anyway. And personally, I think we will have to live with COVID. We will be facing challenging situations and they will be relaxed again. But we have to get used to that.
Of course. Thank you. And what did you find most challenging during your time at Le Cordon Bleu London?
For me, the biggest challenge was living so far away from the school. I lived about an hour and a half commuting distance, maybe a little bit longer than that, so an hour and a half to 2 hours. So managing my time and making sure that I could be up at school on time was a big challenge. Otherwise, it was managing my time. Because I was doing the Grand Diplôme, I was working 6 days a week, and it was just making sure I kept on top of everything we did and organised myself that way.
Sure. And what opportunities opened up to you after graduating?
I was lucky enough to do the Internship Pathway, and that I think is open to all students if they want to take that. And I spent 3 months working at Le Manoir 4 Saisons, which was a fantastic experience and a great challenge. And I don't know whether I would have got that, but certainly Le Cordon Bleu helped me get that opportunity. And so for me, that has been my greatest achievement since leaving Le Cordon Bleu.
That's great. And was it hard to learn so much so quickly?
Was it hard? Yes and no. I enjoy a challenge. Yes, it was a challenge. It is hard work, but I enjoy that. So, was it hard? No.
So, will you recommend that to other students or future students?
Absolutely. If you like a challenge and you want to succeed and learn something new, you have to work hard. There is no secret to success in that way. It's organisation, hard work, and then having fun.
Definitely. I believe this is the same for all the industries, right?
Exactly.
Good. And in your opinion, Tom, what is the best part of studying at the Cordon Bleu London?
I've mentioned my fellow students, they were fantastic, but some of the teachers I found inspirational at the school, and for that reason I would recommend Le Cordon Bleu.
Thank you. I believe they will be super happy to hear that. And now this is a lovely question that I believe everybody will love, because it's what are the exams like?
So there were two aspects of the exams, and we had exams at each level, so basic, intermediate and superior. I particularly found the academic side of the exams easy, so long as you kept on top of the information that was given to you throughout the course. The practical exams I found harder just because I was having to do something which I'd never done before. And then the exams at superior level were again even more challenging just because of the time and the preparation that had to go into them. But we were taught well, we were taught how to prepare, we were helped throughout the process, and we were all together, so it was fine.
Great. But did you have only practical exams?
We were assessed all the time. Every practical session that we did, and I think we had about 30 to 35 practical sessions for each level. So for basic, and that's on the cuisine side, and then on patisserie was a little bit less. We were assessed after each practical. So in terms of our organisation, our cleanliness, the final product, they were all assessed.
Good. But did you have any other type of assignment, like study or something different than a practical side of it?
There was an exam, a written exam at the end of the session, but also at the superior level, we had to prepare a tea party, which was great fun. Great fun after the event anyway, because there was a lot of preparatory work that went into that. And the practical session, I seem to remember, was a 4-hour session on 2 separate days. But looking back on that, I felt that was a great achievement. And then on cuisine, we had some essays to write about certain great chefs. And I think one of our essay questions was how COVID impacted the hospitality sector, which was a very interesting topic. So we were assessed academically, but also practically throughout the course.
Great, thank you very much. And what advice would you give to someone looking to follow in your footsteps?
That's a good question. I think the most important thing is to be prepared, to organise yourself all the time, to work hard, but most importantly is to have fun.
I think this is a really great advice, but also for life as well.
Exactly.
And Tom, what are your future plans?
So the Le Cordon Bleu and the internship was my plan. I feel as though I've been on a bit of a conveyor belt in terms of not having had an opportunity to go back and look at what I've learned and what I've achieved. And what surprised me and what I've enjoyed or not enjoyed quite so much. As I've said, I've surprised myself at the pastry side of things and the patisserie course. And I just want to now take a little bit of time for myself and look back at what I've learned at Le Cordon Bleu and what I've learned on the internship. And then I will continue to try and formulate some ideas as to what I might do next. But at the moment, I don't know.
So, in any case, we will wish you all the luck.
Thank you very much.
Keep us posted, of course.
Of course.
And thank you all for attending. This is the end of our interview. Thank you very much, Tom.
It's a pleasure.
And thank you all. We will see you on the next video. Bye.